Interchange Student Book, page 93. Now here is a lesson on the passive. We have talked about the passive before, but we're just going to focus on present tense and also using modals with passive verbs in the present tense. So we often will use the passive voice when we want to describe a process. So basically how something happens. If you're talking about how something happens generally all the time, that's why you're going to use simple present, because remember, simple present is to talk about habits or generalities. So let's just review passive for a moment. Again, we're going to focus on just present tense. So to make a present tense passive verb, remember, passive verbs usually require be verbs. If it's present tense, your be verb is going to be am, is, or are. Then, with passive tense, you need a past participle. Okay, so here's how we would change an active verb to a passive verb, present tense. Okay, here's an active sentence. The director films the scene. Okay, so if we're talking about a process, something that always happens, the director does this action. Okay, so film is the verb. We're using present tense, singular. Okay, and it's active. Now, if we want to change from active to passive, the object will become the subject. So the scene, now we're going to use present tense passive. Is, we use is because the subject is singular, is filmed, past participle, by the director. Okay, so now the subject here is not doing the action. The subject is receiving the action. Okay, this is who is doing the action. Okay, so that is a present tense passive sentence. Now, if you want to use a modal to give more information, and you're still talking about the present tense, again, describing a process, this is pretty simple. You're just going to use your modal, and then you're going to always use the word be, and then a past participle. Again, this is for present tense. Okay, so here would be an example. One scene, modal, may, be, past participle, shot. That's the past participle for shoot. One scene may be shot from 5 or 6 different angles. All right, so let me go back to the book. So here are some examples. A present tense passive. A scene isn't filmed just once. Only the best shots are used. Here we're using are because we have a plural subject. Okay, present tense passive. If you want to use a modal, here are those sentences. One scene may be shot from 5 or 6 different angles. That was the example I used. Or lots of shots have to be taken. Okay, have to is a 2-word modal. Okay, so that's why we have to and then the word be and then past participle. All right, I hope that helps you. Just that's a quick review of passive verbs, only talking about present tense. See you next time. Bye-bye.